This is Jody Argentino from Argentino Family Law and Child Advocacy, and we are here today for a quick episode of Outside the Box. So today I wanted to talk about making your environments, and specifically classrooms, gender neutral for kids. And even though I'm talking specifically about school language, this also applies to birthday parties that you may be a part of, or music classes or lessons, or anything where you have a grouping of children. So the basic of this is pretty easy. Just avoid categorizing children by gender, and especially avoid categorizing children by a binary gender, such as boys and girls. So while I may remember, being in second grade and, Sister Teresa saying, okay, boys stand on this side and girls stand on this side, that's really no longer an appropriate thing to do, because it inherently categorizes children and sort of unintentionally forces gender roles or gender expectations. And it also makes children choose, which doesn't sound like a big deal, except if there is no room for gender creativity, gender fluidity, and it specifically, if you have a gender nonconforming or non-binary student or person in the room, that will actually exclude them and make them feel that feeling of exclusion or loss. So there are ways you can do this. You can say, kids. So if a teacher or other instructor were to say, okay, boys and girls, here we are today, we're going to do this. There's zero problem in that person saying, good morning, class, or good morning, children, or hey, kids, this is what we're going to do today. It gets your same point across. It's still respectful to your audience, but it does not leave anybody out. And the concept of saying boys over here and girls over there really makes children feel like they're in either or, right? They have to pick one side of the room to be on, which is a problem for gender creative children, but also at a very early age starts this concept of division of genders or division of sex assigned at birth, which is really not an appropriate message. So if you need to sort the group into two columns or two groups, what do? Okay, well, that's easy. You say, okay, everybody with a red shirt, stand on the left. Everybody with a birthday, that's from January to June, stand on the right. Not those two things together, obviously, but those are sort of categories that you could do. You could put children in height order. You could say everybody who has their hands up right now, stand on the right. Maybe kids don't. So, or you could just have kids count off 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 from wherever they are and have them stand all the ones in one line and all the twos in the other line. There are a number of ways, probably with actual lessons included, such as counting by twos or knowing your colors, that actually are a more educational and appropriate way of separating people rather than, because, children are little people, separating people rather than just conforming to a gender role expectation or identifying them to be categorized in some fashion just by way of their gender identity. So that's my tip outside the box today, and I hope that it works for you in your life.